Guys, look at that. Does that not look like, that's legit? Holy crap. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be making Mexican pizza. We're gonna be getting down to the nitty gritty on how they actually create the Mexican pizza. So I pulled this clip off of TikTok and it doesn't look very appetizing, not gonna lie guys, but we're trying to go for the same consistency. That and paired with the nutrition info that I grabbed from the Taco Bell website. So we're gonna be starting off with some 80-20 ground beef. And for my seasonings, I'm gonna do, I want to say about a couple of teaspoons of each of these items. Garlic powder, a couple of teaspoons of paprika, onion powder, and chili powder. And later, I'm going to be adding cocoa. Then I'm going to add salt and pepper, and we're just going to cook that up until it gets some color to it. Once it's got a little bit of color, this is where I'm going to add the oats. When I looked on the website, it has oats in the recipe, and I think that is for a filler. You're not going to taste the oats at all, but it is used as a filler to make the meat stretch, which makes a lot of sense. And then I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of flour so we can get the right consistency. Then we're going to cook the flour for a minute. Then I'm going to add in 2 cups of beef broth. If I had beef seasonings, I would have did seasonings and then 2 cups of water, but I added beef broth so we can get that beefy flavor. Then we're going to cook that for a minute and let it thicken up a bit. Then we're going to jump into the part where it's going to be looking a little questionable, but we're really looking for that really small ground up meat like you get at Taco Bell. And there's 2 ways you can do this. There's add the water in the pan when the ground beef is cooking to get it as small as possible, or you can do it this way, which I found to be better because it gets it really small. So I'm just gonna take my immersion blender and I'm just gonna blitz it a little bit. I'm not gonna full blown just immersify it. I'm just gonna go around the pan and immersify it a little bit until it gets that consistency like Taco Bell meat. And then as you can see, it's all nice and ground up and it's got a nice viscosity and it looks pretty similar. What do you guys think? All right, and then we're gonna jump into the beans. And if you saw obviously the clip in the beginning where they just add water. So that's basically what we're doing. I found some dried beans at Walmart. So I'm basically going to be following the instructions on the package, which is adding water to rehydrate them. And when they get that refried bean consistency is when I'm going to add the seasonings. Pretty much the same seasonings I'm going to be using throughout this whole recipe to keep it all the same note. Chili powder, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and salt and pepper. And these actually took about 5 minutes. It was super easy. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but they were actually really good. I actually used them to make some tostadas today, and I really like the consistency of these beans. So if you haven't tried dried beans out, I think you should. And then we're going to move on to the fire sauce. Fire sauce is the sauce that I get when I go to Taco Bell, so I decided, you're an OG of the channel, you know I've done this before. I boiled some jalapenos, those in the blender, and I'm going to take about a little bit of an onion. I don't even want to say a quarter, maybe about a quarter of an onion. And then I'm going to be taking some tomato paste, water, and I'm going to be seasoning it up with the usual suspects because on the nutrition info, it did list spices, seasonings. And then I'm just going to blend that up. And this is going to be more of a to taste. So you gotta add more of what you think to get that fire sauce. I wish I had a fire sauce packet, but it actually came out. Yeah, it actually came out pretty close. And then I add a little bit more tomato because it wasn't as tomato forward as I wanted it to be. So after I add a little bit more tomato paste and a little bit more seasonings, blend that up, it came out pretty legit, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. This is why I love doing copycats because it's kind of fun to play with recipes and see how close you can get them. So that is my fire sauce. Let's jump into making the pizza sauce. It is supposed to be pizza sauce, but obviously it's Mexican pizza, so it's like Mexican inspired pizza sauce. Obviously, I think the pizza sauce from Taco Bell's tomato forward, so I wanted to go more tomato forward and less chili powder forward. So I'm just gonna be taking a tablespoon of oil, and then I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of chili powder. And then I'm gonna add the rest of the spices, a little bit of the paprika, salt, pepper, the usual suspects. Then I whisk that up, and then I'm gonna be adding tomato paste to this as well. I'm gonna cook that tomato paste for a minute so it can release the sugars and the aromatics. And then to that, I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of flour. I'm gonna stir in about a cup of water. That was about it, and it was super simple and super good. This recipe is freaking awesome. So this is the star of the show. Obviously, the Mexican pizza is very thin and crunchy and light and airy. And I didn't want to do a regular tortillas or regular flour tortillas. So I decided to take these raw, they haven't been cooked, and I figured that this would be the key. So I take the oil and I fry it up. And this is where I kind of messed up. Okay, so I take the tortilla and I put it in the hot oil and let it cook for a minute. But then I realized that obviously it's going to start puffing up because that's what it's supposed to do. So then I decided to scrap that one and then poke holes in the tortilla on the side. I don't know if you can see. I start poking holes so that it doesn't puff up like that. And so on the second try, it didn't puff up as much, which was exactly the consistency I was looking for. And then you have this nice, light, airy browned tortilla, and it was perfect, you guys. It was literally perfect. It was light, airy. It kind of tastes a little like a chimichanga vibe, but it was perfect. So now we're gonna just put it together, and obviously you're gonna put your beans at the bottom, your meat, and then we're gonna close that with the second tortilla, and then we're gonna put our enchilada sauce or our Mexican pizza sauce, and we're gonna top that with cheese. Then we're gonna put that in I put that in the oven for like 2 minutes for the cheese to melt, and then top it with tomatoes. And guys, it was so good. It was so good. It tasted better than the Mexican pizza, which I will explain later when I'm eating it, but I wanted it to taste the exact same. It just tastes better, and it was so freaking good. Guys, you got to try this one. You guys got to give this one. I know there's a lot of copycat recipes out there for Mexican pizza, but this one was legitimately good. So leave me some tomato emojis in the comments below. Let's get into it. Hey guys, that's not my usual. Hey guys, welcome back. Today I made the Mexican pizza. I was at Taco Bell the other day, and yeah, I got me a Mexican pizza, and it's like my new favorite thing. Normally I get the Crunchwrap Supreme, but I was like, let me switch it up, and I got the Mexican pizza, and surprisingly, like, I'm a fan. Let's take a look. Guys, look at that. Does that not look like, that's legit? You guys know I love copycats. Like, look inside there. You see them layers? You see them? Okay, I'm excited. Let's jump into it. I'm not even gonna waste time because my mic died, had to charge it, and I've just been sitting here looking at this pizza, ready to eat it. So here, first bite. Let's try. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Guys, that is so good. And then I did the fire sauce. Let's try it with this fire sauce. I'm sorry. I just like jumped right into it because I'm freaking hungry, guys. I've not eaten all day. What time is it? It's 4:30. Holy crap. Okay, so if you watch the recipe part of it, you know what I did with the tortillas, right? With the fire sauce, oh my gosh. Guys, that is so good. Okay. Let me just stop eating. Let me stop scarfing it down and tell you guys. It's just so good. It's just so good. I will say though, it has a lot more flavor. It has a lot more flavor than the Mexican pizza. And I know what you guys are gonna say, that's a good thing. Well, guys, the thing is that I try to do, when I do copycat recipes, I don't wanna make them better. I don't want to, and that's gonna sound so bad. I don't wanna make copycat recipes better than the actual restaurant. I want it to taste exactly the same. Does that make sense? But that being said, this one has a lot more flavor, which, you know, I'm not mad at. I think I'll toy with this recipe a little bit more, but everything is pretty spot on. Like, it's super, like the crunch is exactly like a Taco Bell pizza. Like, it's not overly crunchy, and it's got like this, I don't know, like a chimichanga vibe. Do you guys get that? I don't know. The only thing I feel like is missing needs more cheese and onion. Onion would be really good on this. If you don't like onion, obviously, but for those of you who like onion, you know what I'm talking about. That was super good. Guys, I did it again. It's actually pretty simple. And you could do, like obviously you can do it with regular tortillas and then like the white ones and then like maybe put them in the oven until they crisp up. Like that could work too. But guys, if my camera dies in the middle of me talking to you, I will see you in the next video. But you know what I should do for tomorrow, guys? I should take the meat and the beans and make something else from the Taco Bell menu so I don't waste it. That's a good idea, right? Let me know in the comments below if you want another Taco Bell item tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing something crazy because I've left you guys out on a limb and I'm so sorry and I miss you guys so much. So what I'm gonna try to do is push myself to make videos every day for the rest of the month so that I can try to get back into a groove. Because I feel like one video every once in a while, I just can't get in a groove like that. And I just need to get in a groove. Just bam, 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 bam. Almost like Cookmas style where it's just like, I gotta go and I don't have an excuse. I just gotta put something out, you know? So yeah, I'm happy to be back. Anyway, if you guys are still here, leave me some pizza emojis in the comments below. And that, I think that's about it. All right, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.